I totally can't remember what I was going to talk about. What was the topic?
Memory.
Memory. Great. I'm grateful for even more grateful for the people that didn't laugh.
Because that's how we formulate our lives. That's how we formulate the important things in our experiences. Is our childhood fun? Did you have a great childhood? Yep, you bet. A 4-year-old laughs on average about 300 times a day. A 40-year-old about 4. That number is way, way lower if you're an accountant. I'm sorry. Are there any accountants here? Yep. Does that add up? Nope. Great. Sorry. I'm sorry. We all know accountants don't laugh. So, look, my memory of comedy takes me back about 15 years ago, watching it in a venue live, laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I fell in love with it. And decided that's what I was going to do with my life. I was going to not be a performer, never wanted to be, but I wanted to produce it. So I've been doing that for about 13 years now, and I guess I'm lucky that I've managed to monetize a love. I guess that's a dream for all of us, and for me, I guess that happened that day. And speaking of money, comedy is probably the best method of transfer and communication we know of. In fact, we all use it every day in our lives, and if you don't really trying to say, shall we swap mics maybe? Okay, great. So if you don't know what I'm saying about how we use comedy in everyday communication, just watch some TV and you'll probably see that just about every ad you watch uses some format of comedy to try and sell you something. Why? Because you'll probably remember it. So speaking of memory and business, I mean, I opened Happy Endings Comedy Club in King's Cross a few years ago, and if you'd laugh at that name, Happy Endings in King's Cross, you'd probably remember it, which is the point. So my memory of that is also, business is hard. Business is really hard. Over the first year and a half, we only sold a handful of tickets, and that's changed now, but that makes me remember about almost pulling the pin on something I'd invested a huge amount of money in. That's changed now. In fact, we've sold out for the last 11 months consecutively. Why? Because we probably made people laugh, and they remembered that, and they told other people about it. So what drove me to do that? Well, I think there's a distinct lack of live comedy and live entertainment in Sydney. Can anyone put their hand up who has been to a live comedy show? Great, quite a few of you. Can you keep them up if that was Will Anderson? About half of you. So look, there is a great deal more of live comedy out there and experiences out there. And look, I thought the experience was so good that I thought everyone else should really experience that. And really, it is, having a live experience is really what formulates our memories. Doing it on your own, for me, being in an intimate space, a small space close to people making noises, funny noises okay, that sounds a bit weird, that's not what I mean. It actually, in a comedy club is where you can get an experience that is so rich, you'll really remember it for the rest of your life. So for me, the real deal is not YouTube. I'm sure you've all seen the Melbourne International Comedy Festival and you've watched it on TV, and that's comedy for you. But having an experience in a live venue is really something totally different, and I think Australia needed to do a little bit more of that. So, what I thought was we needed to move people a little bit further and get connected and get together. So, over my experience and over the years, I've seen some very, very wonderful things. I've met some wonderful, wonderful people, but more so I have lots of wonderful memories of laughing and those experiences of laughing. So I guess what I'm trying to say at the end of this, I'll be very brief, is if you didn't really like what I'd had to say this morning, you'll probably forget it. If you did like what I had to say, I've been Mark David, and I really hope I get the opportunity at some point over the next few years, for my sake and yours, that we can all laugh together. Thanks.